and welcome to the Dr. Music Podcast once again, where today I have Mr. Aaron Leigh with me. Most folks will recognize Aaron as the bassist for the great legendary Y&T, but Aaron also has a solo career. His latest single, called Bahia Sunshine, gets released on July 28th. And, I have had a chance to listen to this thing, and it is vibey, man. Aaron, it's great to have you, man.
Thanks for having me again, Scott. It's been a minute. Did you get to hear the whole track? Did
I,
Bahia Sunshine?
I did. I
Okay,
did.
cool. I thought maybe Jody was just sending the samples out, but that's great that you got to hear the full track.
Well, yeah, I kind of twisted her arm a little, so probably a little sore. I said, I need to hear this. I listened to the sample, and it was just too enticing, man. I said, if I get a listen to this thing before I talk to Aaron, I get a better idea of what we're dealing with here, man. It was
Cool.
really a fascinating tune. It's cool. Like I say, really vibey. It gives me a late 60s psychedelia almost, 70s glam pop thing, the T-Rex, Slade, that kind of thing. Is that good to hear? Did you have a specific sound you were going for with this one?
Yeah, actually, you just nailed it. Really.
That's
I
cool.
mean, a very an influence from 70s Bowie. Obviously some Mark Bolan, some T-Rex in there, a little sprinkle of some Beatles with some of the harmonies I was going for.
Yep.
Just basically, man, just music that I grew up on that I'm influenced by, and it's just ingrained in me. So I wear my influences on my sleeve, I guess.
Yeah, and it's great, And you mentioned the Beatles, and it's strange because I listened to the song and I got reminded of Ringo, for sure. His solo stuff is kind of in that same similar thing, which I love. But
Hmm.
Julian as well.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
little off the beaten path of the Beatles. It's reminded me of the Julian Lennon stuff, which is fantastic. So yeah, I mean, it's all in that realm, and it's really cool because you're the bassist for Y&T, legendary hard rock band we all love. You almost, because of your ties with that band and long time now, we kind of expect that a little, maybe, and this is a little off the path, which is really cool. It shows a great diversity in what you do.
Yeah, yeah. And even my previous solo material, it's definitely rock oriented, but it's not hard, heavy rock.
Hmm.
Um, Not that I'm incapable of creating that. In fact, I was just sitting here with my bass right here, going over some heavier riffs, just trying to warm up these fingers, my right hand, before I go out and do some shows this weekend with Y&T. And if you don't have your calluses built up, it's misery. So I'm sitting here playing barroom boogie for like 30 minutes straight. But yeah,
Ouch.
man. I mean, the sound that's coming out right now is basically just I'm making music for myself. I mean, I always have for the most part. I'm not writing for a particular genre or to try to achieve some sort of status of trying to get it to be something that it's not. I'm just creating just to for the sake of creating. And I probably mentioned this to you before is when the antenna is up and you're receiving the message, man, it's you got to move. Otherwise that could go away pretty quick. So
Yep.
the antenna was up. I took the time to finish off this track. I finished off another three brand new tracks as well. And this
Cool.
will be compiled into an EP, probably a 6-song EP.
Ah, that's cool. Those were all questions, man. We have more music on the way. You've written it has been recorded.
Yes.
Wow, it's all done.
I
Wow.
might I might record one more. I've got an idea in mind that I'm probably going to try to flesh out before I go to print with getting CDs printed up and things. But yeah, and I will be following up Bahia Sunshine with another single as well.
Way cool, way cool, man. And I was going to ask you about a full length, so we're going to get an EP. Compile these into a nice EP package.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
I honestly think, man, full length records these days, just people just don't have the attention span to sit there unless you're an Uber fan,
Yeah,
a total nut for whoever it is. I mean, I still do. I still put on vinyl records and I'll go over there and flip them around. I take the
I
time because but most people don't, they're traveling around in their cars and just the portability of just bringing up a song on their streaming device or whatever just to check it out. So
yeah, yeah. It
um,
is the way to go. That's what That's the time we're in for sure.
yep.
But I do love that. I love that old school vibe thing with the ebb and flow of a full length record, man. But I'm an
Yeah.
old guy, so you know. um, how do you get inspired to write something like Bahia Sunshine? Is it a car ride in, Cali, riding down the street on a nice day? Is it sitting where you're at right now? What inspires a song like this?
Well, I had a demo, a very archaic sounding demo of this Bahia Sunshine that I had done out in Austin, Texas, many years ago. So this is a song that was just sitting in my catalog as a demo, and I
That's cool.
revisited it recently, obviously, and went through it, and I started to think, well, the lyrics don't reflect where I'm at today. So I rewrote the verses. I kept the chorus, but I did rewrite all the verses and revamped the music a bit. It really was a struggle actually because it was written on acoustic guitar. So, I do have a way to play it on acoustic, but it sounds like almost a whole different song. It sounds very folky in a way. But
Yeah.
and so that was the challenge to really just try to decide of what kind of instrumentation I was going to use in the arrangements. And it took a while to get that right to where I felt good about it. So once I found that, then I rewrote the verses, and then it just it happened pretty quick after that. But yeah, so it was inspired in my time in Austin, Texas. I was thinking of my childhood of right around 5, 6 years old, where I used to live in San Jose, California,
Mhm.
and I had this friend who was my age, 5 or 6 years old, and we used to hang out, and her name was Bahia. And I
Oh,
always thought that name was very pretty, and it just kind of just stuck with me for my rest of my life.
yeah.
Um, and so when I started to write the song, the title just came out as more of a imagery driven, like invoking more like the lyrical content is definitely more of images conjuring, I guess.
Mhm.
There's
Yeah.
no direct, it's not like a direct universal message. It's how you feel when you hear it. It's you make what you want out of it, really.
Yep.
Because I'm sure there's going to be many different meanings that people get off of the song. But so that's where it all began with this one.
Man, that's cool. And like I say, there is a vibe to it, man. And I get that summer kind of just, floaty kind of 60s peace and love thing, man. And it's
Well,
just
cool, man.
yeah, it's a cool vibe, man. Um Bahia, do you still keep in touch? Does she know this that she's got a song here a little bit?
I
No.
have no idea where
Wow.
I mean, I lost touch when I was a child. We moved, and so I don't know. I'd have to ask my mother and see if maybe she's still in touch with the parents or something. Who
Right.
knows?
Yeah.
I don't even know if they're still walking the earth. Who knows?
Right.
But
Right.
if anything,
Yeah.
the name always stuck with me, and I just figured it'd be a cool title.
Yeah, yeah, it's a great name. Right away I thought Baja. Obviously, whole different spelling, but the sound of it made me think of, a Baja, beachy kind of thing. So yeah, I mean it all fit perfectly. But that's a great thing, man. That's cool.
And
Uh, we talked about it before. Your other stuff, you sing, you play everything. We think of you as a bass player. A lot of people do because of, your time in Y&T and stuff. Um, but you do it all, man. There's nothing you don't play. Did you play everything on this one?
I did, yeah, and along with all the other previous solo material as well. The only other person that played on my stuff was Frank Hannon from
Yeah.
Tesla. He played some guitar leads, some solos on my previous stuff. But on this track, Bahia Sunshine, that's all me. All the mixing, all the production, everything. So yeah.
And dude, it's like, did you learn that, coming up as a kid, to play everything, or were you self-taught? I mean, how does that come about? Playing, how do you go from, playing a bass and a guitar to playing the drums and actually singing, which is an instrument in itself. All self-taught, or did you learn all of that in school when you were a kid, or how'd that come up for you?
No, I just all by ear and just self-taught. I started out on drums, moved to guitar, moved to bass, and then moved to some piano, and then moved to some singing and trying to figure that out. So
Man,
it's just been little puzzle pieces along the way that you try to make them fit together. And yeah.
that's cool, man. It's a gift, and it's a gift for us. Thank you for sharing it, for
Well,
sure.
thank you, bro. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. You ever, I remember last time we spoke, you said sometimes it's difficult doing it yourself because you're so close to it and there's not another set of ears and nothing to bounce ideas off of. So
Mhm.
I noticed that, 'cause being a photographer too, is I'll look at an image and I just get so into it that I don't even really know what it looks like. I'm looking so close. So I understand how that could be. Do you ever consider getting anyone else involved, like Frank, something like that, somebody to come in, maybe throw down drums or something like that? Did you ever think about doing that?
Yeah, I always think about that when I'm about to take on a recording of a
Okay.
song. I always think, I've got many friends that I could call to play on
Okay.
stuff, but the way I operate and the way I find myself to work best, because I like to change my mind a lot. And, so if let's say I had a buddy play some drums on something and I'd be like, wait a minute, all right, I need this instead. I don't want to bug people with all that kind of, you know, going back and forth and all that. So I
Okay.
just live with it with the way that I do it, and then I can, put it away for a little while and then come back to it and try to have a fresh perspective. I
Hmm.
mean, what you're mentioning is, having like maybe a producer or something that I could bounce things off, and I would love to incorporate that maybe, down the road.
Yeah.
But I seem to just get really closed in, and that's seems to be the best way I can operate right now.
It works for me, man. I mean, sounds great, But yeah, I'll notice, like I say, I'll look at an image for however long, and like yourself, put it away. I come back
Hmm.
the next day or the day after that, and I look at it and say, "What the hell did I do?" What is that?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
It definitely time away, and that's one thing I've learned over the many years of just recording in a studio or is give yourself a break, walk away. So, let's say I had, the basic tracks done and I would just labor over these tracks, just trying different instrumentation. Let's try this different tone. Let's try this different guitar, all this stuff. And then I would just kind of just leave it alone, walk away.
Yeah.
And then I would start second guessing myself and questioning things. And I'd come back and listen to it and go, that ain't that bad, man.
Right,
That works.
right, yep,
But at the time that I walked away, it didn't work at all. It was just like out of frustration just to walk away. But it's good to take
right.
breaks and give yourself a check.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, let's talk about these dates you got coming up. And my first question, kind of the elephant in the room, Dave's health. We know that, he's had some trouble fairly recently. Seems to be doing better. You guys are doing a handful of dates and what? Now at the end of July, you got some in August and November, doing the cruise next year. He's doing well.
Yeah, he's doing great. The doctor has given him the green light. He is in remission. He's had all of his scans done. There's no trace of any cancer.
Ah,
And he was just with Jill, his wife. They spent 2 months in Italy from June till end of. I, I feel like they just got back recently. I think it was May or June that they were out there. But 2 months in Italy, taking some time for themselves after this long process of him going through this prostate cancer.
yeah.
But yeah, he does have the green light, and we're all excited to get back out for 2024 is going to be the 50th anniversary of Y&T.
Ah,
So we will be very busy in 24. And we're actually leaving tomorrow for some dates in Southern California, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
yeah.
And like you mentioned, we got some other stuff coming up until the end of the year.
Yeah, three in a row to start it off.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
That's
what's
rough.
funny about the three in a row thing is you start to get on a roll. The band
Yeah,
starts to play tight and we're gelling, and then it's time to put it down again. We
right.
haven't really caught a break since everything back in the pandemic days.
Yeah,
Um, between that and Dave's cancer, we never got back out to do any extensive touring.
yeah.
So we're really looking forward to doing that next year. But for now, we're keeping it regional till the end of the year and just doing what we can.
Okay. Yeah. We look forward to having Y&T back out on the road for sure. And
Me
I'm
too.
right here at the Arcata. I'm there all the time, and I know you guys love we talked about this last time too, is the Arcata loves you guys, man. Come on home. Come on home to the Arcata for sure, man.
Yeah, that is one of my favorite venues to play. I'm always excited to play there. Ron is such a great guy, the guy that owns it,
Yep.
and yeah, it's just a great vibe there, man.
He's got his meatballs ready for you, man.
Oh yeah, the Italian food is awesome.
He just cooks for you for bands and stuff, and he just like I say, he wants you to feel like you're at home, and I feel like at home. I'm at home when I shoot there and stuff, and go to shows there. So it's we want you back for sure. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Um, a record with Y&T. We had the acoustic classics. Um, is there any writing going on?
No,
No.
I can safely say no writing right now.
Okay.
We'll see, maybe next year, early next year, that possibly we can get in there and maybe throw some riffs around and see what comes out. I would love to. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't really know where Dave's head is with it. I know the rest of the guys really want to. And,
Good.
for
Good.
me and my selfish reasons is just so I can say that I co-wrote and played on a Y&T record. I mean, I played on the
Oh,
acoustic record, but those were old songs. So,
right.
and I
Right.
always say just one song, man. Let's just do one song, put out a single, let's do it.
Yep.
So I'm all for it.
What is it? It was like 8 years now, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah. Since Space Melter. Yeah.
right. Yeah. And
No, actually, no longer than that. That was 2010. I think that came
yeah.
out.
Wow. Well, you've been with the band for what 10 years almost, right?
No,
Eight, eight,
7 years now.
7 years.
A
Okay.
little over 7.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so it's we want new music, and I want to see you on an album for sure. I know what a fan you are, and how
Oh
that's
yeah.
did for you with the band. I want that for you, man. That would be really cool. Uh,
Thank you.
yeah, it would be cool. Um, a volume two acoustic classics possible? No,
It's possible.
it's possible.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Absolutely.
That's cool. You got the cruise coming up now. That's like my bucket list item, man. A cruise. Do you guys like? Is it different for you playing something like that when you're doing? You do the tour and you're going. You're on the street going from venue to venue. This thing, you're kind of locked down. You're on that boat. There's, you can't just walk away. Um, is it a different vibe? Do you like it better? Do you not like it as much? How is it for you?
Well, I've done, I think, 10 of them. So, and they were consecutive. They were all in a row.
Wow.
And So I was kind of done with it, when we did the last one in 20, I think it was 2020, right before we got sent home early from all the shutting down stuff. But so it's been, over 4 years, almost 5 years now that we've done the cruise, and so it was, I think, a needed break, especially for Dave. It's not easy for him to be on that, just for the fact that just leaving his cabin, he's swarmed and swamped, and not that
Right.
he doesn't want to hang with fans, but it gets a little overwhelming.
Yeah.
And but that's why you're there. I mean, those cruises are built for that, and for the fans to be able to hang out and have contact with the artists and stuff.
Yeah.
I enjoy it when I'm on it. It's the whole getting on it.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
part I can't stand, man. But once you're on it, man, you're situated, and you get a show under your belt on there, and you can relax a little bit. You start to relax. But it's
Yeah.
always a great time. It ends up being a great time. And if you've never been on one, you gotta go. Gotta
I
go at least once and check it out.
I gotta go on this Monsters of Rock one coming up in March, I think it is. Yeah. So so many great bands on there, and so many friends. So I'd love to see you and hang and do that. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'll have to do that, man. You ever think about you got steady gigs with your solo stuff, right? You're playing acoustically like on the weekends and stuff like that around Cali. Ever think of extending the solo stuff, getting out, playing a few Y&T tunes, and playing the solo stuff?
Yeah, I get asked that all the time. And I think about it, and I, would just have to just reach out to some musicians to see if they'd be interested in even doing it.
Mhm.
I do have sort of a short list of guys that I would call to do it. But there would have to be, I guess, an actual want from, let's say, promoters or anything for something like that, because
Yeah.
I mean, solo music from a guy that doesn't really have a name, and then trying to take it out and trying to climb the ladder, I guess.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
just, with Y&T happening and my solo acoustic stuff that I do, to try to wedge that in with a live solo band to, let's say, run around and do shows with, I think I would have to have one or the other drop off, and
Right.
then really, really devote my time to it. So I wouldn't want to do it half-assed by any means. I would really want it to be top notch. So it would be an undertaking,
Yeah.
And you've heard the music. It's not like it's basic,
Right.
for I would need a really larger band to reproduce what I want to do.
Yeah, yeah, it would be difficult for sure. Yeah, and any tour is fans. Listen, any tour is, man. Come to Chicago.
Yeah, well, hey, Y&T
you know,
gets that all the time. We see
right,
these comments on the socials about, hey, come here and come there. Well, it's not always our choice. It's
right.
it's where the promoter is willing to pony up some dough.
Yep, yep.
That's really what it comes down to, because this is the music business.
Yes.
It's
Yeah,
so
yeah,
hey, it's not like we're boycotting places or anything. It's just a matter of if there's a way to do it. If
yeah,
there's a promoter willing to take the chance to do it.
yeah. And with Y&T doing the anniversary next year, it's there'll be a promoter that's willing to subsidize something like that. That's going to be great, man. So you'll be around. People are going to get to see you, man, which is really cool. You've got more material. When's the next single? When are we going to see more material from you? Solo, another solo track.
I'm probably gonna put the next one out at the beginning of next year.
Okay,
Could be in late December, early January.
that's
Yeah.
cool. That's cool.
And
Any prospectus for the EP? Will it be the same year as it will be next year?
yeah, it'll definitely be in the early part of next year.
Well, that's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool. It's happening pretty fast. That's nice, man.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I just, like I said, when the time is right and you feel it, you just gotta just, jump on it and
yeah,
get it done.
Yeah.
Because I know I'll get busy next year
That's
with
just it.
YT, and we'll be
Yeah.
running around doing some things. So yeah, I'd like to get all that out the door and off my plate. You
Right.
know,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Well, it's good news for sure. I look forward to it, man. Aaron, yeah, let's do it again. Door's always open for you, man. Uh
Appreciate it, Scott. Thank
and
you.
I hope to see you on the cruise, man. I'm gonna do my best to get my ass out there. So
Yeah. Well, hit
yeah.
me up. Let me know if you're getting on there, and I'll look for you.
All right, man.
All
Take
right,
care.
Scott.
It's great to
Thank you
see
so
you,
much,
man.
man. Thanks for
You
having me.
got it, man. Absolutely.
AaronLeigh.com, AaronLeigh.com
Yep.
for everything. And Bahia Sunshine, July 28th. It comes out everywhere. So thanks
Yes.
again, Scott.
I'll have all your info in the description, and people will get to it, man. All right.
All right.
All right. Take care, Aaron.
Thanks.
See ya.